Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Is where words do come to life. Look, I'm making this video because I heard a message from my president, and he made a statement that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And the statement was he will not foot the bill for student loans, but clearly you push for money to foot the bill for Ukraine. So, my point being, how backwards, how insensitive, how dare you make a statement like that? See, this is where you prove that we're not united, bottom line. And for you to tell the American people that those who struggling with school, that you will not foot the total bill of the school loans, but you are able to push for billions and millions of dollars to fund a war in Ukraine. That just doesn't make sense to me. And so then um, you think, and if the houses go along with what you're requesting, y'all crazy as hell. What is wrong with y'all? Let me ask that question. That y'all feel it's okay to deny the people who needs here, but you'll take care of somebody else's country. We're not even giving two thoughts to about the money. But when it comes to people who's out of a job, you want to cut unemployment. When it come down to helping assist for education, to take the relief off of some people who struggling paying student loans because everything has gone up, cost of living has gone up, no hourly wages has risen, medicine has risen, gas is at an all-time high, you still got to pay taxes, you still got to pay mortgage and rent, and then you don't want to foot the bill for a student loan, but you can foot the bill for the war in Ukraine. How does that make logical sense? Help me to understand that, because I'm really confused about that. It just don't add up. And I'm going to ask this question again. And maybe one day somebody can, why do we have politicians? Why do we have elected officials who sit in the office? And the problem that I have with this country, the biggest problem, we're quick to jump to somebody else's aid, but we shit on the people who lives in this country. There is Google who have up talking about Ukraine, and a whole bunch of apps talking about Ukraine. But when Haitians was trying to get some assistance and they wanted to come over here, nobody would help them. They stopped them at the border. Y'all didn't send millions or billions of dollars over there to help them. And I got a problem with y'all helping countries that clearly show videos of pushing Black people off of public transportation. That's racism at its finest. And it also further proved that we haven't arrived like we say we have. And this is not the land of the free, period. Who's free? White people. That's it. And that's all. And again, I'll say, you all send money over there and people are still struggling here. You still have homeless people living on the street. You still have single mothers and single fathers still struggling to make ends meet. People have not recovered from the pandemic. A lot of people, as much as y'all say a lot of jobs are out here, they're not. There is some stipulations, some ground. If you're 55 and up, it seems that you are in a liability. I approve to that. Your liability, and you take on the younger generation, and they're not stable. But yet and still, we have elected officials who sit in office, who run their resume and say that they're looking out for the people. You don't have no money when people are out of a job. Y'all cut that off quick. You don't have no money. You don't want to pay for the student loans and foot the bill, but y'all footing the bill for a war that eventually we are going to have to pay for. See, y'all thought process is backwards as hell, and you think we're stupid and we don't see. How you going to ask the Congress and the Senate to give you billions of dollars to send over to somebody else's country, and people are starving and hungry and homeless right here. Help that make sense. And then y'all wonder why the pandemic is still here, and you wonder why it's still hitting y'all like it's hitting you. God ain't pleased. God ain't pleased. And he's not pleased with how you doing his people, misusing and mistreating them, because that's what y'all doing. Again, you got the audacity to put or make a video or a interview and say you don't want to foot the bill for student loan, but your ass to foot a bill for a war. That don't make logical sense. And this ain't the first time you send money. You want to send money again. But y'all cut our asses off when we couldn't even get no job. And some of us still ain't got no job and still don't have no income. So y'all wonder why crime is high. People out here cracking people upside their head, carjacking and trying to make ends meet. Not everybody. They're trying to make ends meet. And you force people in this country to live the way they live. And it's sad. This is supposed to be the land of the free United States of America, but you take care of outside countries better than you take care of the citizens that who live here on this soil, born and raised. How does that make sense to me? It doesn't. And it should make logical sense to you all. But y'all going to justify it. And then after a while, the bill is going to end up being on the constituents. Y'all come up with some lame excuse how y'all need to add an extra tax to make sure you recoup the money, just like we're paying for the money you gave out for the pandemic. Yeah, we're paying for it. Gas prices up, food prices is up, everything is up. To rent an apartment, credit checks for you checking somebody credit, $75, 60 something dollars. Who got that kind of money when you're only making $15 an hour? And that's what a lot of these jobs are offering. And who at an age of 55 and up wants to work for $15 an hour? What does that do for anybody? That's a teenager's job salary. So how is this economy being better? How are you building America back better? Because I don't see it. None whatsoever. All these transportation get millions of dollars and everybody got money. Companies say they didn't get no bailout money, and we know they did, but I'm sure most of it went to the CEOs and the presidents and everybody on the board. They got their money, and then they just shit on the employees like y'all normally do. And then y'all shitting on the American people, because that's what you do when you have the audacity to part your lips and say you don't want to foot the whole bill for student loans, but you foot a bill for a war. Help that make sense to me, because that showing the hell don't add up and make 2 + 2 don't make 4. It doesn't. And if the Congress and the Senate goes along with this, something's wrong with y'all too. Y'all is retarded, for real. It's so much stuff going on in our country right here. Like I said, homeless. People are hopeless and helpless, and y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. You don't. Voter suppression is going on. That is ridiculous. Racism at an all-time high. People are not safe walking the street in some neighborhood because they're afraid of bullets being spread. Carjackings, kidnapping, sex trafficking, domestic violence, mental illness. And y'all gonna spend the money on Ukraine? Really? This country is sick. Y'all some sick, cruel, mean, heartless individual. Just saw an article about some guards at Dade that beat an inmate to death. We got people in Statesville that don't have no water. We got individuals in Menard scared to say something because they might get beat up and thrown in the hole. But yet and still, we can find money to send over to Ukraine to fund a war. And y'all got little battles going on across these 50 states that you ain't addressed none of them. But yet and still, y'all run your resume like y'all doing a good damn job, and you're not. And I got a real problem with that. That aggravates my spirit. And it really bothered me for the president of the United States to say I will pay for some of the student loans, but I don't want to foot the whole bill. Y'all have to pay something. Did you tell the people in Ukraine that very message? We'll help you with some, but we're not going to foot the bill. Because you know why we're not going to foot the bill? Because we're going to take the damn money that we spent over here to help y'all, and we're going to tack it on to the American people. And they're going to have to pay it back. Either they're going to pay it in gas, they're going to pay it in grocery, they're going to pay it in bag tax, soda tax, water tax, they're going to pay it in property tax, but they're going to get this money back one way or another. Just like we paying for the pandemic money that y'all dished out. That wasn't a lot. And again, y'all can send billions of dollars, 35 billion over to you, requesting 35 billion to send to Ukraine, but you can't fix what's happening on this soil. Got a problem with that. Got a real serious problem with it. A big problem with it. And ain't no way you can justify it. Ain't no way you can sugarcoat it. And ain't no way you can cover up, because you said what you said. It's on the internet. And you know you said what you said. Period. So y'all think y'all doing us a favor? No, you're not. You're not doing us a favor. Except for be the grace of God, a lot of us would just would have cracked up a long time ago, lost our mind. But see, Black people learn how to make it work. We make it work with little or nothing. And then y'all white folks come along and copy what we do. And then try to take ownership to what we do. Y'all always trying to keep y'all foot on our necks. And I'm not understanding. So again, I say take that damn flag down, strip the red, strip the blue, strip the stars, and just leave it white. Because that's what y'all pushing. That's what you're focused on. You don't care about nobody else. Even people that serve their country don't get the respect they rightfully deserve. But again, you, the President of the United States, can tell the people who own old student loans that you're not going to foot the whole bill. But yet this is your second round, maybe your third round, because maybe a round that we don't know nothing about, that you want to send money over to fund the war in Ukraine. And we got wars and battles going on right here on this soil in this country. But y'all take money and spend it somewhere. And like I said, when Haitian was going through what they was going through, nobody in this country wanted to help. That proves that even our president is racist, whether you want to admit it or not. Quietly, you are. Because if you do for one, you do for all. I don't care who it is. If you're going to help other outside countries, you need to make damn sure you help every outside country, not just those of white descent. Now, I got a real problem with that. And you can like it. You don't have to like it. I really don't care. Because guess what? I'm a voter. And I got a right to speak my mind. Because you know what? You're my employee and I am your employer. And without my vote, guess what? You can't move forward to no seat, nowhere to be found. And I'm sick of y'all sitting in these chambers, sitting behind these closed doors, making decisions on people's lives, but your life is cushy and okay, there's nothing wrong in your life. And then y'all ignore when people bring issues to you and you don't want to address them. I got a problem with that. I got a real problem with that. I really do. And until we see change, when I tell you I'm going to keep making videos, I'm going to keep making videos, because enough is enough. And every ass needs to be accountable, period. That's it, and that's all. All right? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.